Oh, it's a pair of slightly odd compound cutters that I've had for several decades. They were my father's before me. I know he had them when I was very little, and they're probably quite a bit older because they looked very similar then. They're in this static condition when I first remember seeing them. But they are some very, very good alloy. You see, the edges are still pretty much immaculate, despite being regularly used for cutting such things as piano wire and Bowden cable, that type of thing, and they just go through it like nothing, and it doesn't leave a mark. Most modern stuff, you try cutting anything like this hardened steel, spring steel or whatever, and it dents the jaws, but not on these. That's the bit that just fell out at the end. That's the piece I cut off. So I'm going to try and restore them a bit. Not anything like rebuild them, but just clean them up a bit and degrease them. Put them in a rust remover, either the EDTA stuff I use or Evaporust type stuff, and then go over them with chemical bluing and just see what they come out like. Don't know how it's going to work, but can't look any worse than they do, really. You can actually see the maker's logo on so there. It's a footprint brand, made in England. So no idea how old they are for sure, but I'd guess somewhere between 60 and 80 years. I don't know. Anyway, stick them in. Well, I've got to degrease them first. Just going to give them a scrub with soap or possibly hand cleaner, an orange water soluble hand cleaner. Then soak them in the rust removing solution. Now I can't fit them in a kind of tray or anything. I've not got anything quite suitable, so just use a plastic bottle. If I cut the top off of that and use that vertically, they should fit quite nicely. So that's the container I'm going to use, and just see how I get on with it. Okay, so this has been soaking for about an hour now, I think. The pot is a bit too short, really. It only barely covers, or sorry, the liquid only barely covers the height of the things, so I'm a bit wary moving them. I've got it on cardboard and in another plastic tub in case I splash a bit over. I don't want it going everywhere. Now this is the EDTA-based rust remover that a Elemental Maker channel came up with. And it is very effective. You can see in there it's starting to look, it's still patchy, but it's starting to look more like bare steel or bare iron or whatever. It's got a better colour to it rather than brown rust. So leave it a bit longer and see how it goes. Now this is interesting. As this stuff's working, we'll get rid of the shadows, or the reflections rather. Looks like the jaws have actually got hardened inserts. I wonder if they're induction hardened or even something like carbide inserts. But you can see very, very clearly how this stuff's affecting the metal differently, which is quite strange. It's still getting lighter. It's been in for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours now. I haven't really been keeping track of time. So that's out of the blacking and rinsed and dried off. Now what I need to do, now it's fully dried, I've left it standing on top of my PC in the warm air outlet to dry it as quickly as practical without cooking it. I'm now going to stick it in a plastic bag and spray it with light oil to soak everything to make sure the joints are okay, because it's just starting to develop a slight trace of surface rust where the water was slowest drying. And the advice for this blacking material is to oil it or wax it and then leave it to cure for 24 hours for the material to finish bonding into the surface So that's the next step. So that's now well saturated with oil. You'll see there's plenty running about in the bag. So by turning it over and kind of running it into different bits, hopefully that'll go through the entire mechanism. I'll leave it like that for a day or two, and then wipe it off and see what happens. See what it looks like. So this is the final result. I mean, it's not supposed to be a full restoration as such, but it's just to make it better and keep it working and stop it corroding at all further, because there was quite a bit of rust. So it's usable for the next few years. I just took it out of the oil bag and gave it a good wipe down, let it stand on its top for a few minutes to drain more on this paper, and that's it. So the overall procedure was some water-based hand cleaner, some Loctite orange water-based hand cleaner, just kind of rubbed in and scrubbed in with a toothbrush, then washing up liquid, dish soap for another wash, the EDTA, and a final rinse with I forgot the name of this now, Evaporust. It's Jenolite Koldblak blue chemical solution to give it the black finish, and a soak in 3-in-1 aerosol oil afterwards in a plastic bag and a dry off. That's the result. Still just about see, I think. Yeah, you can just see the inset bands where the jaw material is different from the main body of the thing. It's some kind of different metal or alloy or something. I don't know what it is. It was very obvious in the earlier photos or video when it was just being in the rust remover. It made a dramatic difference, and very obvious. Anyway, so that's probably why they're still staying sharp after all these decades and heavy use. That's it. Anyway, just a bit of trivia, making an old piece of equipment look a bit nicer. Thanks for watching.